Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Rule the Waves 3 as the United States. We remain at war with both Japan and Germany as of December 1954. We are now blockading Japan and have reduced their fleet to the smallest in the world, with only 3 fleet, 4 light carriers in service, and 0 gun capital ships. Their cruiser fleets are also heavily degraded, but they've still got a little bit of fight left in them. They refuse to surrender. We are currently invading South Korea and planning to invade Hokkaido. The German fleet, meanwhile, is holed up in the Baltic, too afraid to come anywhere near us. So, with any luck, we can just press this blockade until Japan surrenders at this point. We certainly have enough carrier firepower here that they don't have much chance of breaking it. Cruiser action, huh? Alright, well, unfortunately that's the area where Japan is the most even with us. They still have a lot of cruisers, and we're right next to one of their air bases to boot. Oh, okay, but they've given us the battlecruiser Oriskany, so as long as we don't horribly misuse her, they certainly don't have anything that can stand up to 12 16-inch guns left in their cruiser fleet. Besides that, we have the cruisers Denver, Reno, Minneapolis, and Oakland, which, I don't know if these are all Cincinnati class. They might be. Nope, one of them is Raleigh class. 2 of them are Raleigh class. 2 Raleighs, 2 Cincinnatis. And that's a radar contact. Didn't take long. Okay, we are going to steer towards that contact. Multiple. How dangerous is this airbase? Allegedly, 42 aircraft there. Depends how many of them are actually light jet fighters. We might be in range of our own airbase at Korsakov, which the heavy jets there could maybe help us out. Alright, apparently Oriskany's opening fire already. We've got no positive IDs, but it looks like a mass of cruisers and destroyers to me. Let's get our own cruisers up to full speed. Assuming all it is a mass of cruisers and destroyers, Oriskany is definitely our trump card. They absolutely do not have anything capable of beating her in a gunfight, or even really of seriously damaging her in a gunfight when you come right down to it. We just have to be wary of their missiles, which they do have an increasing number of. Is this all the way over here? I don't feel like that's a CA, but it could be. These definitely are not all what they're labeled as. A lot of them are destroyers, I think, but a couple of good hits on that thing. Okay, that's a Furitaka class heavy cruiser. I think they're down to just 2 of those, but those are their biggest and scariest. No, they're down to just 1 Hyuchi. That's their last 10-inch gunned heavy cruiser. Beyond that, they've only got 8-inch gunned ones. So if we could take care of her, and maybe a couple of these modern light cruiser designs, then we'd really have much less threat from their cruiser fleet. Okay, a couple of missiles just fired at Denver. If they hit, honestly, if they hit the screens, that's kind of what the screens are there for, as long as they don't hit Oriskany. Okay, it looks like Furitaka just got hit by several 16-inch shells and is regretting her life already. So I'm going to have our ships launch missiles at one of their other cruisers. Picked that Tenyiru at random. I don't know if that's actually... That's a terrible class to shoot at. Should have fired on one of the Akashis. Whatever. I think we hit nothing anyway. Okay. Well, we're going to come about to port and sort of circle down towards them. We just need to avoid getting hit by their destroyers mainly, and it should pretty much be a turkey shoot. Looks like most of their cruisers and such are fleeing already. Abandoning the Furutaka, which is a complete wreck. Looks like we managed to disable a destroyer there as well. Somebody fired some torpedoes through our formation. That's fine. Little turn on the part of Oriskany. Okay, now that is the problem. We're very close to several of their air bases. Although most of them don't have that many aircraft, but we've still got to be concerned about it. That's a bold move by our destroyers, which I did not order, but they're going for it anyway. Okay, the cruisers have actually come back around. I count at least 3 light cruisers there, aside from the massive escorting destroyers. Okay. Was it necessary or worth it, though, Ludlow? Well, at least she's definitely dead. Okay, we're going to have to do a little maneuvering here. We are definitely inside of torpedo range. I don't want to mess with that too much. We do fire off ammo fast. On the other hand, fortunately, our light cruisers are screening Oriskany pretty... Okay. Bye, Nagatsuki. Our light cruisers are screening Oriskany pretty well. As long as we can stop the most direct runs from their destroyers, we're all right. Let me target... Wait, what did I decide last time? The Akashis are the ones we do want to target. Let's see if anybody's got any missiles. Not really. Oh well. Fire all you got, I guess. Maybe we get lucky. Ah, a hit, allegedly. Ooh. Well, that does hurt, but she's got good torpedo protection. Theoretically, she should survive 1 torpedo hit. Albeit, I am going to have her, return to base. Hopefully that will improve the chances for actually living. What? Dang, that's really bad luck, Wadsworth. What if you actually hit a mine or something? They tend to come up pretty much the same way. Okay, I think we hit that light cruiser with a 16-inch shell or 2. She seems to be breaking off. We are a touch low on ammo, but if we can close in and finish her off... Which, honestly, she's probably finished off already. Alright. Okay, it's raining. It's not going to help, but... Actually, it will stop probably a lot of enemy air operations, so that might help. That's all just random destroyers, I think. So I'm not too worried about them. That cruiser is finished. I'd like to catch the rest of these cruisers. There are still, I think, at least 2 up here, but I'm not sure if we're going to manage it. We'll keep trying until the Risky runs out of ammo, though. Sure. McKean is our survivor picking up ship today, apparently. Darkness proper. Okay. That one just happened to a Risky. Why is she suddenly only going 11 knots? There's no damage. Why is she only going 11 knots? Okay, she's gaining. She just lost all her momentum for some reason. Now she's getting back up to speed, but that's really weird, yeah. Also, for some reason, in the dark, all these cruisers are coming back at us, which, even with our loss of momentum, seems like a bad idea on their part. It may be that the AI forgot that we had a battle cruiser as soon as darkness fell. They have been known to do things like that. Okay, we're gonna head north back towards our nearest base. There are a couple of destroyers still kind of shadowing us in the dark. Not too much I can do. Yeah, no, we can't blind fire missiles, which doesn't really make any sense, but we can't. So... we pretty much do this and hope we kill them without getting torpedoed. Which it kind of seems like we're pulling off, actually, so... sucks to be one of those destroyers. Yeah. Fleet just kind of ran those over. Okay. Well, we're going to keep on heading north then. That should be the only obstacles in our path, I think. What do we say? Oh, it's just a destroyer. Leave it alone. It's already dead. Denver, where the hell are you going? I appreciate the ships randomly turning back independently to target sinking ships. Oh, hey, there's one something off our starboard. Oh, Wadsworth. Actually, I'm surprised she lasted that long after getting hit by a torpedo, but as long as Reno makes it back, then we don't have any losses that actually matter. Sorry, Wadsworth. Is this report 1DD? Okay. Not turning back for that. I know there's still Japanese ships down there, just not worried about them at this point. Where did Reno go, anyway? Did she ever make it back to port, or... Is that her over here? Yep. Okay, well, she's going some direction. Land installation? Oh, I don't think we can get close enough to bombard the airfield with that big minefield there. Alright, so yeah. A pretty, not a war-winning blow, but a very solid victory. We lose only the destroyer Wadsworth, which was hit by a torpedo from the destroyer Mikazuki and proceeded to sink 4 hours later due to flooding. Unfortunate, but yeah, torpedoes and destroyers don't mix. Took a bit of damage to some other destroyers and cruisers, nothing severe. In return, we sank 6 destroyers, a light cruiser, and a heavy cruiser. The destroyers Asanagi, Takanami, Nanohi, Yamagumo, Hamanami, and Murakumo. Most of them smaller than ours, but nonetheless, Asanagi here got hit by several 16-inch shells, plus 6-inch and 5-inch and 4-inch. And yeah, she's very dead. Takanami was hit by a similar assortment of shells and apparently a torpedo, just for good measure. Nanohi was hit by, looks like all 6-inch and 5-inch fire from secondaries or from our destroyers. Yamagumo was hit by also gunfire. Hamanami was hit by also gunfire and a torpedo, just for good measure. And Murakumo, oh, this is a big one. 3,000 tons, 6 6-inch and 8 5-inch guns. And 2 quad torpedo tubes, just no missiles. And still, it only took a couple of 6-inch hits, a 16-inch near miss. And then 1 5-inch round from USS Ludlow blew her magazine up. Rough. Right, then the 10,000-ton light cruiser Tsushima was... took some very hard 16-inch hits from Oriskany, which is what disabled her in the first place, and then pretty much sank her as well. And then everything after that, including all the torpedoes, was just extra unnecessary pulverizing. And the 16,000-ton heavy cruiser Hyuchi took, well, again, it's pretty much the 16-inch guns from Oriskany that actually disabled her, caught her on fire, etc. A few 6-inch hits, but pretty much she was sinking well before the majority of this bombardment, plus the 4 torpedoes and so on. But yeah, that's a couple more Japanese cruisers and destroyers gone. Okay, now we need to build spacious crew quarters in order to keep up crew quality. Noted. Didn't actually realize that was a thing, but it makes perfect sense based on actual Navy trends. No, we're not doing it. Okay. Not a status quo peace, but we've made a peace. We gain large territories and considerable war reparations. Specifically, I'm going to take South Korea, I think. Free that from Japan. I didn't realize Captain Fletcher had been captured. Okay. Better missile guidance systems. Okay, so it's January 1955, and we are now, once again, at peace. So I'm going to go ahead and recall this whole fleet to the east coast, along with this whole fleet. And this whole fleet. We pretty well thrashed Japan there in the end. And at this point, well, the second largest navy in the world is Germany's, but we outnumber them in every category you can imagine, more or less. Well, except cruisers. They have a lot of cruisers still. Most of the AI navies seem to at the moment. Oh my god, we're losing a lot of money. Okay. Alright. Well, we're going to recall all our ships to the east coast. That should save some money. We're going to have to put some stuff in reserve or something. I mean, we'll finish these 2 Raleighs this turn, but still we're losing a lot of money. Some crash naval cuts are definitely going to be necessary. Alright, Cedra Woolley and South Avon are commissioned. We are working on continuous rod warhead. We've studied enemy losses. Mostly they were shot down by our fighters. Fair enough. Okay, we're losing less money now, but still a whole lot of money. So what is the plan? I don't think that we need 7 battleships in service, really. I'm going to probably cut that down to 6, so USS Pennsylvania is going to be decommissioned. That'll save us some money. I'm going to put the other 4 Pennsylvanias... Are you moving? Yeah, I'm going to put the other 4 Pennsylvanias into reserve just as soon as they actually make it home. Probably the same with the United States class. The cruisers I kind of plan to keep in service. We need more Raleigh, Block 2s, or... Pretty sure the rebuild 53 is identical to the Block 2. Yeah, more or less anyway. Okay, we currently have 16 fleet carriers. We're building 3 more Yorktowns still. Which I guess will replace 3 of the Enterprise class. Even though they carry 80 modern jets. Oh no, they carry 80 not jets. Okay, yeah, they need to be replaced then. Okay, this is getting paused. My god, the amount of money we're losing is spectacular. Oh, wait. Stop training. There we go. That should save us a pretty enormous amount of money. As soon as that actually takes effect. And what else can I... Well, I can put a bunch of these destroyers that are on the East Coast into... Okay, yeah, I was hoping. I just needed to refresh. However, that said, we're still going to run out of money after another turn, but... I need to hold out long enough for ships to actually make it back to the East Coast, and maybe for our budget to regroup a little. Hey, a strong arms industry is a guarantee of our national security, am I right? Chaff dispensers, less missile hit chance. Good. Still losing a lot of money. Not quite as much, though. We're going to need to pause construction on USS Franklin D. Roosevelt. We may also need to pause construction on the Warden class. Kind of instantly obsolete anyway, but we'll still finish the ones we laid down. This process of recalling everybody, unfortunately, is going to take a little while. Yeah, we're going to have to pause the whole Warden class. Hopefully we can get away without pausing Randolph and Boxer. They're so close to being finished. It would be a shame, really. Struggling with multi-domain directors. Okay, the other two Pennsylvanias have reached the East Coast. I'm going to put them in reserve. Not sure why Nevada costs more than Wyoming, or just why Wyoming costs less, but they should be identical. These two we're keeping in active service. These two are back. I'm going to put them in reserve as well. Have the Enterprises returned? Yes, I'm putting them actually straight into mothballs. And that about balances the budget. Enough for us to keep working on the New York towns. The budget will recover. It just always goes down a lot at the end of a war. I mean, we're also still spending, like, more than double what anyone else in the world is, so bearing that in mind. Our tech is behind? What? It's been maximized the entire time. Absurd. I've also seen literally no indication that that's true anywhere, but okay. Might be time to develop a new heavy jet and jet attack aircraft. It's only been a couple of years, but the tech's still moving pretty fast there. Oh, shut up, Finance Ministry. Oh, Captain Setterly is a spy for France. Well, get him before a firing squad. Chop, chop. End of the line for him. I don't care if the case is politically motivated. All right. Budget is still not quite okay, which is why the finance ministry is angry. How to balance it. I hate to put cruisers into reserve, really, but it's not even going to fix the problem. I'm going to halt this Yorktown. It's a real waste with literally one turn to go, but just to balance the budget real quick. Okay, USS Randolph is commissioned. We're working on a lot of things, but haven't actually developed them. No, because I'm not actually using them at all. Okay, so USS Randolph is commissioned, or is working up, close enough. I'm going to go ahead and decommission USS Enterprise. She had a good run. She's been with us almost 20 years. She's fought 4 battles with the British Navy. didn't actually see any service in the recent war. It was in the North American West Coast and at some point Southeast Asia, the Central Pacific, but yeah. She can't be practically I mean, she could be modified to carry jet fighters, but it really wouldn't be worth it. I guess transfer them to the unassigned air units pool, sure. Although, actually, I don't think that really makes sense, but... let's see, air group. Copy. Paste. Let's see. Oh, yeah, all these guys are flying, like... There's actually a bunch of aircraft here. Wow. I'm spending way too much on aircraft that are not assigned to anybody. Bye, guys. See, they're all flying non-jets. Technically, I could keep them just because of their combat skills or whatever, but none of them have actually seen service in ages anyway. What is scores? That's supposed to be how many kills they have or something? I don't know. They literally all have 0 on any of our aircraft carriers, so I would assume not, but I don't know. Anyway, that balanced the budget a little. We can finish building Boxer. We can resume Franklin D. Roosevelt. As soon as Boxer's finished, hopefully we can resume our cruiser and maybe our destroyers.
Thanks for watching, sailors. I hope you enjoyed. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like or subscribing. Have a nice day, sailors. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.